Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a review and demo on two new L'Oreal products that came out. L'Oreal's come out with a bunch of different products and I'm just picking them up from the drugstore as I see them so I can test them out and review them for you guys. So the first product I want to talk about is a new L'Oreal Infallible Pro Coverage Foundation. So they have the Pro Matte and the Pro Glow. I haven't tried the Pro Matte yet because I have dry skin. I'm like, ugh, I don't know how that's going to work out for me. I did try the Pro Glow and I'll leave that review, that link to that foundation down below, but they came out with the Pro Coverage. So I wanted to test it out and honestly I wasn't sure, is this going to be more on the mattifying side? Is it going to be a little bit too dry for me? I was like, you know what, let's just test it out because it does say that it should have more of a natural finish and I'm dry skin, it's the winter time, so I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot, let's try it out. It's not like full on matte. So I picked up mine. I actually picked up two different shades. I got these on Amazon, but they now have them, they're starting to pop up in some Walgreens, probably some other drugstores, CVS and Target like that. I got mine. This one that worked out best for me is shade 303. And the other two shades I picked out were 302, which actually are probably going to be way too light because this one just barely suits me. Actually, once it kind of like dries down, I feel like I gotta work with my lighting a little bit because it like looks a lot lighter on camera. And when I look at myself when I'm doing my makeup, I actually no, it fits pretty well. If I wanted to go just a teensy bit darker, maybe I can go the next shade up, but this one works out okay. Just looking a little bit lighter on camera. But, so it's saying the finish, I like that they kind of give you in the back, letting you kind of know, finish is going to be more of a natural finish, up to 24 hours, so it's supposed to be long lasting, let's say. And then it's supposed to be a high coverage, and the texture is air light. I would definitely say when applying this, I honestly didn't know what to expect from this foundation, but applying this, the texture of it kind of reminds me of like a moussey texture when you kind of squeeze it out into your hand. It's definitely not moving anywhere, and the texture reminds me of like the Maybelline, their Dream Velvet one, which actually was okay. Like I was surprisingly okay with it for my dry skin, and given that I also tried that one in the winter time as well. So that kind of reminds me of that texture. So I was like, okay, it's going to be too cakey for me. I definitely will say, because it is a thicker formula, especially if you're dry skin, use this with a beauty blender. And as well, if you're using it with a brush, I would say, and if it's coming out cakey for you, I would say switch to a sponge, whether it's a beauty blender or one of the, like, you know, cheaper alternatives. This runs for about $11. So, I mean, that's kind of like, I guess now standard-ish for drugstore prices. So $11, $12, if you get that like Walgreens or something. Amazon, I got mine. It might be cheaper, I would say, if that like Walmart or Target, so I would say scout it out there. They have about 11 shades right now. I feel like that's kind of the new L'Oreal like foundations. They have like a limited quantities, but then hopefully eventually they'll come out with more. Maybe they're just testing it out, see how it works in the market, and you know, they'll add more colors later. So 11 shades. Mine was, like I said, 303 Nude Beige. I actually thought it was going to be the other one, which was like a 302, which was like a creamy natural or so, but 303 definitely worked a lot better for me. So I didn't even open those 302s. So I was like, that's gonna be way too light, so I'll probably maybe add them to like a giveaway or just give them away to someone who I know who's like a little bit lighter than me. A couple different things to say about this foundation. There's definitely some pros and some cons, and this has to do a lot with my skin type and the weather right now. So I'm in the Chicago area. When it gets cold, it gets cold. It sucks if you have a dry skin and you live here, you hate it, and you love makeup, it's terrible. So my skin is a lot drier, so I've definitely been exfoliated, I've been moisturizing. If you have dry skin, I will definitely say, if you want to try out this foundation, I think you can definitely try out this foundation if you're dry skin. Like I said, it is a natural finish, so it's not too matte. In the wintertime, it will be tricky. If you do want to try it out, I would say exfoliate. Definitely use like a more hydrating mask. Use a very hydrating moisturizer, and I think that's the best way, because if you don't do any of those steps, this is gonna feel really, really dry on your face. Upon applying it, the blendability is actually really, really nice. I'll show you guys in a review and demo. One layer, honestly, I think you can get away with just using one layer, because that's supposed to be high coverage. I would say with one layer, it's more of like on the medium side, because I am dry skin. I don't want to add too many layers. So that it doesn't like kind of cake up on me. If you have normal to oily, by all means go for it. I think if you're dry, maybe don't try it right now because of the weather, depending where you're at. If you're like in Florida or California, go for it. But if you're somewhere like in the Midwest like me, or like New York, or somewhere where it definitely just gets cold in the winter for sure, like you know what snow is in the winter time, maybe hold off. And I would say definitely check this out, but check this out maybe in the warmer months, like in the spring and the summertime. So like right now, I am liking it. I like it. I only like it because of the winter and just the harshness that it is on my skin. And so therefore for me, which is totally normal, it definitely dries up around my nose area and it's maybe not as moisturizing as it could be. But I do like it, and I know the reason that I only like it is because of the weather. So therefore, like I am actually excited to try this in the spring and the summertime. So if you are normal to oily and you like coverage, I think you'll actually really like this foundation. I do like this foundation a lot. I was like, oh, I just wish my skin was either normal, oily, or honestly, I can't wait till like spring and summertime especially to test this out. Same thing how I was with the Maybelline Dream Velvet. When I was kind of going through my stash on Snapchat, I was kind of doing decluttering as I was moving out to a different apartment, and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to keep my Dream Velvet because I did like how it was on my skin. If you're oily, it is a more natural finish, so it's possible that it might feel maybe a little bit too moisturizing. You might get a little bit more oily around like your T-zone or your general areas where you get oily, but maybe now is the time to kind of try it in the winter time for you. So it's definitely going to feel more natural for me. It has the hints of that mattенess because of the type of skin that I have, but I was surprised. I honestly thought it was going to be way too dry. I remember I saw a review of some oily skin person, they're like, ugh, if you're dry skin, it's probably going to cling on some dry patches. For me, that is my nose. That happens with a lot of foundations, especially around this time of year, depending on how luminous or dewy it is. That's just what happens. So make sure to exfoliate your nose really well and moisturize really well. But I love the finish of it. It gives you like, I couldn't stop staring at myself when I was at work. I do like check-ins and stuff. It gives you like, it kind of like blurs out like your pores, gives you like that nice kind of like porcelain type of feel, and it is a higher coverage, but it doesn't feel really heavy. So that's what I really like about it. For me, with check-ins throughout the day, I feel like the finish, the way that it lasts, because it is winter, it's not the best. It starts to dry up a little bit, but then again, I feel like that won't be an issue so much in the spring and the summertime. So honestly, for dry skin people, I think you'll really like it, just not around this season time if it's, you know, kind of really cold where you're at. The longevity of it, I'll tell you, it definitely will last me kind of maybe 6 hours right now, just because it's a little bit colder, but that's just because of the weather. And I just know, I was like, ugh, like there's so many like kind of cons about it for me, but I know those cons are gonna change depending on the season. I honestly was really impressed with this foundation. My only wish for me personally is that I had normal to oily skin right now. But eventually I think I'm gonna love this foundation so much. So if you love coverage and you like a nice natural like satin finish, definitely check this out. I would definitely pick it up. Hopefully they come out with some more colors. I do like that it comes in a squeezy tube. I do like, this is like not going anywhere. So definitely pounce it on with the beauty blender. Check it out. Let me know if you guys have tried it and you have liked it. I definitely think it's one to try out. It's definitely one of those like I just wish right now my skin would cooperate with it, but I'm gonna put it away for a while and then bring it back out when it starts to get a little bit warmer. So in general, I think L'Oreal did a really good job with this foundation. I did try the L'Oreal Pro Glow, and I mean, check out the description box for the actual video and hear my thoughts. I was super excited for that one because it was a glow for dry skin. I just feel like it wasn't enough of a glow. I think it was better glow for like normal to oily skin, so I was like, we'll see how they do with this one. But so far I definitely really like it. Maybe actually, you know what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna mix this with my L'Oreal True Match Lumi, and if you guys want to hear updates on how I like that, I think I'm gonna do that. Let me know, and maybe I can do like a quick like update video mixing it with more luminous foundation. So the second product I wanted to talk about, this is a L'Oreal Infallible. This is their Total Cover Cream Contour Kit that it came out with. I think they might have a more like medium to dark version. I just picked this up in store. This is the only one I had seen, but hopefully they have something because these are pretty light. And you're supposed to be able to conceal under the eyes, around the face, and you know, do some highlighting and contouring with it. So this palette, I'm kind of like, I think it could maybe pass, especially for my dry skin. I was like, I feel like it wasn't as creamy as I would like for it to be when it glides onto the face. I feel like it's creamy when you kind of like put your finger on it. Definitely use that to kind of warm up a foundation, but as I'm kind of like patting it onto my skin, it just kind of dries up a little bit. And definitely this is a concealer palette that you need to work quick with. So especially if you are maybe trying to highlight at the places where you want to highlight and contour on the face, do the highlighting first and then blend it out real quick, and then go in with the contouring and then blend it out, because you have to work quick with this because it dries up really quick. Just like it kind of like dries up my hand, it dries up on the face really quickly. I definitely like, I use this color underneath my eyes, but I will say I feel like it's a little bit too heavy, thick of a formula to do underneath the eyes. And then for around the face, I would definitely say you have to kind of pack it on to like areas around my face. I put this around my cheeks, kind of have to pack it on and then kind of like blend it out. So I packed it on with the brush and then blend it out with my beauty blender, because if not, like the first couple times I use it, you know, you don't want to use that much. You want to just use a teeniest amount and then help it conceal anything you're trying to conceal. But then when I kind of blended it off with the beauty blender, like it wasn't enough. So you definitely, I feel like you'll go through this product a lot. And as for, I try to contour with it, this is definitely more of like a cream bronzer color because it's really warm. Like it looks nice. So instead of contour bronze, to highlight and bronze around the face, like I wouldn't put this down the bridge of my nose because it's probably gonna be a little bit too warm for me. So it's a little bit warm of a color for contouring. The color was fine though. It did show up on my face, but once again, when blending it out, kind of, it does blend. You have to work quick, and it kind of like feels a little bit dry for my face. So I personally would pass for this. If you have maybe oily skin, maybe because it is a little bit drier, it will, you know, kind of show up or like kind of blend out a little bit better. Or you might just like the finish. It's like almost like that powder type finish a little bit, so that maybe that's why I don't like it. But honestly, I feel like there's better, like creamier, thicker cream, like concealers, especially if you want like a really good high coverage cream concealer for any blemishes around the face. Honestly, check out this Sonia Kashuk one. Is it the all covered up concealer? I love that one that comes in a little pot. Check that out. I think this one was a pass, but definitely check out the foundation. If I had to pick between these two, definitely I think the foundation was a win for me. I'm definitely going around to all the drugstores, Walgreens, checking out some Walmarts and Targets, constantly trying to pick up the new drugstore products, because they say 2017, but they start trickling in around end of November, December, January for sure. So check the description box down below for some more reviews and demos on some new drugstore products. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to keep up with some more, and I'll see you guys next time.